You're just sitting on your couch, minding your own business, when suddenly thud. A flash of fur darts across the hallway like it's being chased by a ghost only it can see. Then silence. And then, as if nothing happened, your cat is now sitting on the windowsill staring at nothing. Not outside. Not the glass. Just nothing. And you're left there wondering, did I accidentally adopt a cryptid? Cats do the strangest things. They sprint around at 3 a.m. like they're auditioning for a horror movie. They need your stomach like they're making dough for an invisible bakery. They knock things off tables not out of accident but what seems like intent. And then, of course, they stare into walls like they've seen something no human should ever know. But here's the thing, none of it is random. Or at least, not as random as it seems. Underneath all that fluff and sass is a creature still wired like a wild predator. Imagine being in a world where everything from your food to your shelter to your safety used to depend on your stealth, your routine, and your instincts. Then suddenly, boom, you're indoors, pampered, and watching humans scroll endlessly on glowing rectangles. Your instincts don't just vanish. They leak out in weird ways. Take the 3 a.m. Zoom eyes, for example. They're not just for fun. Cats are crepuscular, meaning they're most active during dawn and dusk. So when your cat treats the hallway like a Formula One track in the middle of the night, that's just its internal clock saying, now's the time to hunt. Only there's no mouse. Just your poor sleep schedule getting shredded. But what about the obsession with boxes? Or that eerie habit of watching you blink for an uncomfortable amount of time? We're only scratching the surface. Because the weirdest stuff? That comes next. So, why the box obsession? Why does your cat ignore the expensive plush bed and dive straight into the shoebox your groceries came in? It's not because they're trying to be ironic. Boxes make cats feel secure. They're like nature's panic room. In the wild, a confined space is a place to hide, observe, and pounce without being seen. It taps into their evolutionary need for both safety and strategic advantage. You see a cardboard box. They see a tactical command center. Honestly, same. And then there's the stare. That long, slow, sometimes unblinking gaze that makes you wonder if your cat's plotting something or just accessing an alternate dimension. Turns out, slow blinking is actually a sign of trust. It's their way of saying, hey, I like you. You're not prey. It's basically the feline version of a soft smile. But when they just stare without the blink, it might be something more primal. Their vision picks up movement in ways we can't detect. That blank wall? Might have a tiny bug on it. Or maybe it just looks suspicious. Cats don't do casual. If something moves, even a shadow, they go full detective mode. Let's talk about the kneading. You know, that adorable yet slightly painful ritual where they massage you like they're fluffing up dough. That comes straight from kittenhood. Kittens need their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. As adults, they do it when they feel safe and content. So, when your cat needs you, it's reliving a childhood memory of comfort and safety with your body now cast in the role of cat mom. Even their love for sitting in your bathroom while you pee has a backstory. In the wild, being alone during vulnerable moments, like, say, going to the bathroom, was risky. So when they follow you in there, it's not because they're weird, okay, maybe a little, it's because they see you as part of the pack. And they want to keep you safe. Or at least, supervise your business. But the real mystery? The most bizarre behavior of all? That's still coming up. The something no one really understands, but everyone feels. The most mind-boggling, paradoxical, and almost philosophical thing cats do, the affection switch. 1 minute they're rubbing against your leg, purring like a tiny motorboat. The next? You so much as move the petting angle slightly and whack, you're being swatted like an annoying fly. It's like they forgot you're the one who fills their food bowl. But it's not mood swings. Not in the human sense, anyway. Their sudden switch from cuddle to claw is partly rooted in a phenomenon called petting-induced aggression. It's an overstimulation response. Basically, cats have nerve endings that are way more sensitive than ours, especially around the base of their tail and back. What starts as pleasant affection can, very quickly, become irritating or even painful. And since they can't say, yo, chill, they react the way nature designed them to, a warning swipe. It's not betrayal, it's biology. Which makes the drama a little more forgivable. And then there's their obsession with knocking stuff over. This is the one that tests people's patience most. You put your keys on the table. Your cat walks up, looks you in the eye, and sends them to the floor. And it feels personal. But in reality, it's curiosity mixed with a bit of play hunting. They explore the world with their paws, and moving objects is their version of asking, what is this, and can I eat it? Also, let's be honest, cats probably do enjoy a little chaos. It breaks the boredom. And if it also gets your attention? Bonus points. Emotionally, they're hard to read. They don't wag their tails or make expressive faces like dogs. But that doesn't mean they don't feel. They absolutely form attachments. Studies show that cats recognize your voice, your scent, and even your routines. If you leave the house at a different time or move furniture around, they'll notice. And they'll act out in their own odd ways. They don't show love like us, but make no mistake. They do love. Just with boundaries. And occasional violence. But how do we really know what a cat is thinking? What if they're more in control of this relationship than we realize? What if we're not the owners, but the owned? And maybe that's the most cat-like twist of all. We think we domesticated them, but it's looking more and more like they domesticated us. Seriously, think about it. Thousands of years ago, early humans began settling down, storing grain, and building homes. That grain attracted mice. And mice? They attracted cats. Not because anyone invited them, but because cats saw an opportunity, food, warmth, and shelter, all without having to do much besides being their mysterious, effective selves. Over time, we didn't train them. We didn't leash them or mold their personalities. We just got used to having them around. And as generations passed, they got used to us too. Slowly, without fanfare or forced obedience, cats became part of our lives. We started feeding them, caring for them, and somewhere along the way, we got emotionally attached to them. Like really attached. To a creature that mostly sleeps, randomly attacks its own tail, and chooses to show affection in the form of headbutts and kneading your bladder at 2 a.m. But that's the thing, cats don't love you the way dogs do. They don't wag their tails, jump up on you, or follow you around like a shadow. Their love is quieter, more reserved, wrapped in layers of self-sufficiency and passive aggressiveness. But when a cat does decide to sleep beside you or follow you from room to room, or purr while sitting on your chest, it means something. Something rare. Because they didn't have to. They chose to. Their habits that seem weird, like hiding under the bed for hours or doing that creepy slow blink while maintaining dead eye contact, are all part of their emotional and instinctual vocabulary. Cats aren't cold, they're just subtle. In fact, studies show that they recognize their humans' voices, respond to their moods, and even miss them when they're gone. They just don't always show it in ways we understand. They're not aloof, they're just private. Like little furry introverts with murder mittens. And let's not forget their social intelligence. If you've ever seen your cat bring you a dead insect or sit beside you while you're sad, that's not just random behavior. It's a form of social bonding. Yes, sometimes it's morbid, but to them it's a gesture, a moment of shared experience. A weird but genuine, I got your back. So are they weird? Yes, unapologetically, but there's a method to the madness. Their actions are steeped in biology, sharpened by evolution, and dusted with just enough mystery to keep us wondering. We might never fully get them, and maybe we're not supposed to. That's the magic. They don't need to be fully understood to be loved. And that's the beauty of it. Cats don't demand attention. They earn it. They don't shower you with affection, they grant it. Which makes every purr, every nuzzle, and every ridiculous box obsession feel like a tiny, unpredictable miracle. So maybe the real question isn't why do cats act so weird? Maybe it's why do we love them more for it?